On this week's team podcast, it's me, Charlotte Collins, and I'm joined by Nana and Lou, and this is a full fashion month debrief.
I don't think I've ever seen so many chic women in the space of 48 hours ever. I feel so inspired.
We are talking shows, we're talking Paris, we're talking Victoria Beckham.
Obviously, the whole Beckham family were there. Anna Wintour was sat next to David.
We're also talking about the best new show that's dropped on Netflix in years. We're all obsessed and we have a new crush.
Their first kiss is just...
all of their kisses.
We're loving the Vogue docs.
Great casting on the talking heads.
Everyone from Sarah Jessica Parker to Nicole Kidman. And we spill all the tea on our Molly-Mae shoot too. Plus, we're going to be solving your dilemmas. So make sure you tune in. It is a seriously good one. Welcome to the new and improved Sheerluxe Team Podcast with me, Charlotte Collins. This week I'm joined by Lou Hough and Nana Acheampong. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Before we get properly started, we're going to hard sell this podcast a little more in the beginning. We really need our listeners, our viewers, to please go and subscribe on Spotify, on Apple, wherever you listen to the Sheerluxe podcast. It makes such a difference for us, and if you can review as well. Basically, it really helps us out, and we love making this podcast for you, and the more subscribers we have, the better. So please do go and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the podcast. We're coming to you from our brand new set.
I know, look
This
at it.
is so exciting.
How good does this space look? Snaps for Hodge, for Laura, for Saskia, for everyone involved in our new set, because it looks amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
We were just discussing how back in the day we used to be in our old office and we had to stop filming because the trains would go past because we were literally on the train line and the room would shake and there'd be forever sirens and everything. So this feels amazing.
Yeah, and aesthetic it was not. So this feels like a bit of a development. So we've got snazzy new cameras, new mics,
New lamps.
I think the lamps were key all along, it turns out.
New water glasses.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. It all looks gorgeous. We're going to put in the notes where everything in the set is from.
I know. I'm so obviously interiors obsessed at the moment, doing the reno.
Shop
so
this.
What stage are you at?
I mean, I can't talk about it.
Okay. We're done with the reno. The reno's over.
I think we're maybe
You'll be moving into the podcast, basically.
maybe about like 4 weeks left.
We'll see. We'll look forward to the reveal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When the time comes.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done a team podcast, so we've got loads of things to catch up on.
Yeah.
Should we start with something that we've all been watching? Because I feel like this Monday morning, we're recording our podcast, and all anyone in the office can talk about is this show that we've all been binge watching.
I know.
This weekend.
It only came out on Friday, guys, and already like halfway through.
I finished it. I watched
did
I had a
you?
real, because we got back from Paris, which we will talk about on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I watched all 10 episodes.
Really?
I'm
The
on
thing-
7 and I literally could not stop it. It was literally, I went
Yeah.
to bed thinking about it. Like this morning I think about it. I just cannot wait to get home.
Get
and
home
just
and
finish
finish
it.
it.
Nobody wants this. It's on Netflix.
Adam Brody and Kristen Bell, who for me I just love, because obviously we've got the OC and then Veronica Mars, and they've just like come together. Dream team, like such an era.
I actually had a bit of a go at some of the LGs before, because both India and Lola, I'm gonna name and shame, had never heard of the OC.
What?
Yeah, and like I know we always have these funny things in the office where like there's stuff from our generation that they haven't heard of, but things. TV shows that were in the generation before me, I've still heard of. Even though I never watched The Wire or The Sopranos. I know that's really bad. I will at some point, but I've heard of them.
Yeah,
like the
exactly.
OC is quite a like seismic show.
Yeah, and it's same as like Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Like they're all in the same
Oh
kind
my
of like.
goodness.
ilk.
They need to do their
So-
research. For those that don't know, Seth Cohen, who was like, I don't know, the character of our generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's basically, he plays a grown-up Seth Cohen.
He does.
And it's warm, it's cozy, it's funny, it's punchy. I feel like it's the like light-hearted, fun.
It's just what you need on a weekend.
It is. The producer and creator is Erin Foster, who daughter of David Foster, sister of Sarah Foster. Sorry,
Also used to be Gigi and Bella's stepdad.
correct. Fun fact.
Oh, didn't know that.
And it's based on her story with her husband. So he's a relatively religious Jew. She's agnostic, and it's about and they met and fell in love, and she converted, and now they're married. And so this is a take on that. Adam Brody plays a rabbi. I should say an incredibly irreligious rabbi. Based on, there doesn't seem to be much religion going on there, but
He's like
a
smoking,
progressive,
drinking.
very much so.
Yeah.
We'll call him a progressive rabbi, shall we? Kristen Bell plays a version of Erin Foster.
Yeah.
A sort of LA party girl, very much agnostic, very much non-Jewish, and it is about how their relationship unfolds.
Which, again, like I said, just love. And I love that it's a true story as well.
Yeah.
Like Erin has said, this is her love letter to her husband, which I was
so
like,
sweet.
Yeah, so sweet.
That is so
also,
sweet.
I read that she was pregnant whilst they were filming, and it was like the story of her carrying her child, about how her parents then fell in love. Like, how sweet is that?
It's got goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's really lovely.
That's
But the reason, so the chemistry is amazing, and as you say, it's really lovely to watch a kind of relaxed rom-com. There's not that many series made.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes as well. That's
Super
the
binge
other-
meals.
It's so easy to binge.
Yeah.
But I think that the biggest takeaway is that we're all fucking obsessed with Adam Brody right now.
Adam Brody. I've never stopped. I have to say, him and like Chuck Bass, Ed Westwood.
Also two very different characters.
Very different,
two very different characters, but two characters that I just absolutely loved growing up. But Adam is just that boy next door. Because on the OC, everyone was obsessed with Ryan.
Yeah.
And
I
then
was
Seth
always
girl.
Seth.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say, as the series went on, he was like the breakout star, I think, from the OC.
We were saying it's that like that confidence in that he knows he's not the kind of the coolest boy
like
around,
the geeky.
but like embraces that, knows who he is, knows who he wants. There's an amazing scene where she kind of freaks out, like she gets the ick basically, and he
Oh my God, when he
brings it
talks
back.
about the ick,
He
so
brings it
hot.
oh my God. And he basically is like, I'm not against you, I'm with you, I support you, like I'm here to like get this out of you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, you took control. So
It's
really
like that he's like
weird.
he plays this really dorky, and that's the Seth Cohen thing. It's really dorky, but it's like, but I'm actually going to really take charge.
Totally.
And I know who I am.
And
real
the
man.
kiss, their first kiss is just
all of their kisses. Like,
there's a lot of Notebook references.
Do you think?
Yeah, like the walking down the street with the ice cream, the hands on the face. Like, obviously, like to me, the key to intimacy is hands on your face.
Hands on face.
Yeah,
There's
physical touch.
There's actually nothing sexier. And I
with
listen
someone
to
grabbing you,
grabbing your face, or even just watching a character like hold a girl's face.
Yeah.
Like, do that to me.
Yeah.
And I listened to a podcast this morning because I'm so deep in the whole of the show. Kristen Bell and her husband Dax Shepard have a really successful podcast, and they did an episode with Adam Brody. So I'm halfway through
gosh,
that.
I
Really
need to
worth
listen
listening
to that.
And she talks specifically, one of the first things they talk about is the hand on the face. And she says that he did it the first time they had their kiss on screen, and it was almost just to kind of ground, just to kind of like, you know, like be steady on his feet.
Yeah.
And she said she went back to, they call it Video Village or something, like where all the camera crews are, to rewatch it, and was like, okay, you have to do that for every kiss for the rest of the show because it's so fucking sexy. Also,
switched
a
it
moment
round.
for the supporting characters.
Yes. Oh my
Her
God.
sister is played, I don't know their names, but by the girl who played Willa in Succession.
Justine Loop. I don't know her, but I feel like she was like born to play that character. Like it's so
so
brilliant. For
I so
her.
agree.
My favourite one is when she turns up at the basketball game.
Yeah.
I don't want to we're giving like too
Yeah,
much
these are all the
away.
spoilers.
All the spoilers, but she's just a really great character. She's like the type of sister that you're like you want on your side.
Yeah, do you know what
All of-
I've never wanted a sister because I have an older brother, and that's always been our dynamic.
Yeah.
I've always loved that. But their relationship makes me want a sister.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
I mean, me and my sister, she would turn up anywhere for me, but she's like not an alcoholic. So.
That's the key difference. Good to know. So similar vibes, but just a bit different.
But no, I really love their dynamic.
Yeah,
as well.
And also the guy who plays his brother
Is so brilliant.
he, for those who've watched Veep, he plays Jonah in Veep, who is like the most slimy, awful, terrible character. And so it's actually really brilliant to watch these like two people from amazing TV shows come in as kind of big, again, well developed, fleshed out characters.
Obviously we haven't finished it, I should say. You have finished it.
Yeah.
Is there a season 2?
There is absolutely definitely a door open for season 2.
And now you finish it though, do you not feel sad that you don't get any more of that?
yeah, Devo. Like I'm just gonna watch it again. Yeah.
It gave me Shrinking as the other, like the equivalent that I've watched recently that's kind of given me that like warm, witty feeling inside.
And Shrinking's coming back soon.
Yes, October the 16th, I think, or 17th. Yeah,
not
can't
long.
wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So if you haven't watched it, that's a hard
The
recommendation.
best, the
Yeah,
best.
the
I
best.
don't think
All of those.
I've watched anything and wanted to finish it, and like I was thinking about the characters.
One
So
Day is the
invested.
only thing I've watched like that recently, but also One Day is really sad and
Yeah,
miserable, whereas this
It's
is not
just so
that.
different. Yeah.
I was basically either smiling, had goosebumps, had like that warm fuzzy butterfly feeling in my belly the whole time.
It was heaven.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Nana,
Yes.
you were at the Janet Jackson concert last
I
night.
was
How was
last
that?
night. Absolute highlight of my week, year. She was incredible. Like, the woman is 58. Although she was saying she's been doing it since she's been in the music industry, acting, all of that. 51 years.
Mad.
Wow.
Like
her whole life.
Yeah, her whole life, basically. Like, you forget that obviously they were child stars.
Yeah.
But just the way she was moving around the stage, the choreography. Obviously, she was lip syncing, I would say, for some, but I don't care. Like, the songs were great, the hits were all there, the outfits were fantastic. Shout out to all of her custom made Louboutins. Like,
Amazing.
she had on these knee high black glittery boots. I was like, I would just wear those like day to day. Like, they were great.
Yeah.
And just such a great atmosphere as well. Like, it was so much fun. But yeah, I just think I couldn't get over the fact that she was 58.
Yeah, that's mad. What are your favourite songs?
Oh my gosh, so many. Again, Together Again.
That's one of my favourite songs like in
How
the
does
world
that go?
ever. Everywhere I go.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Yeah, that was the encore song.
Oh, love it.
And then she was like, at the end, like, everyone jump. I was like, yeah. I went with my brother as well. Basically, all of my brothers and sisters, all of our like massive Jackson 5, Janet Jackson, like fans. Me and my brother, we actually only got tickets yesterday morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a real...
How?
There was still some left.
What?
And
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I tried to get them when they were first released and they sold out because she did Saturday and Sunday was the extra date. So yeah, we managed
That's
to get
so cool.
I know, we were so
Really
happy.
fun.
I was
Also,
like,
cute little date with your brother.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah, really, really fun. So yeah, we were just like dancing the
Was
whole
this the
time.
brother that's the dancer?
It was the brother that was the
Okay.
dancer.
When he watches, does he like want to break out? into
Yeah,
a scene and, like,
he is basically doing what they're
Love that.
doing on
Love
stage, and I'm like, doing my little box. But yeah, he was like, oh, they had a really easy right. He will like critique the dance fit and the choreography, but he was like, second half to the show, they really went for it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You're like, sure.
Yeah,
Good to know.
sure.
Love
So
that.
yeah, Janet, I would, if you get a chance to see her on any other dates. I think my friend was saying she's playing like in Glasgow.
Okay.
Like doing like Newcastle and like other UK dates. So I would highly recommend.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Well, we had a busy weekend. You
Yes.
might be able to hear, I've got the remnants of a cold. I feel like I sound a bit nasal today.
I actually think you've come back from that really well.
I got quite lucky. That
Yeah.
could have gone either way.
Yeah, on the way.
if
So we went to Paris Fashion Week on Thursday morning. We got the 8 a.m. train, and I was a little bit worried about you.
I didn't feel great. You know
didn't
when the
feel
cold
good.
starts to
It's
come out?
coming, yeah.
I didn't feel great all day
Yeah.
Thursday, but
Snap back.
snapped
Pulled it back.
Yeah.
Really
I was
well.
nervous that Friday could have been like I'm written off, I'm in bed all day.
Yeah.
But we went for it. It was
No,
totally
and we
fine,
had
hopefully.
such an amazing
We
time. It's the
did.
first time we've been to Paris Fashion Week for Sherlock's, and it was incredible. We did lots of presentations, a couple of shows, met lots of people, went for dinners. The best street style spotting I think I've ever had. I don't think I've ever seen so many chic women in the space of 48 hours ever. I feel so inspired.
Yeah.
I think Paris is obviously, in London, it's such a big city that you don't necessarily, if you're not in fashion, you don't necessarily know that Fashion Week's going on,
Yeah.
right? Like it's so spread
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
Paris is obviously such a small city that you just kind of can
It's
tell
taken
it's
over.
taken
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
So there are just chic people everywhere. Like we were just constantly hitting each other. Just so well
Yeah.
dressed, so well
Look at
dressed,
that
so well
one, look
dressed.
at that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you describe kind of because there was definitely a clear aesthetic as well, wasn't there?
Yeah,
From
it's like there was nothing bright, nothing colourful, nothing printed. It was
Sorry,
that.
Nana.
Sorry,
I'm like,
it was that
get
very
out.
like
Wow.
classic kind of blacks, navies, burgundy, brown, grey, white, which like just sounds like it's going to be boring, but it just really wasn't. It was
Yeah.
just great quality,
Once
good
it's done
shapes,
well.
Yeah.
and good textures and just things like. Then the socks that they were wearing with their loafers looked really good. They had like
Did you notice
amazing.
that?
Yeah, I
Today
took
I
it
was like,
this
I'm
morning.
going to replicate that look
Yeah, I've
today,
got a little scarf on, which is
Yeah.
reminiscent of that.
We're both
We've
desperately trying to copy
taken
the women we
notes.
saw in Paris. Yeah.
And yeah, really great coats with good shoulders and good leather. Like I don't know, I'm making it sound basic, but it was just like I guess the attention to detail.
And also it's the styling.
Totally
It's about
that.
pieces, but when you actually style a
Exactly.
look together,
Exactly.
it just can look so
And I think
phenomenal.
it is often that probably if you explained a breakdown of what their clothes were,
Yeah.
it would sound like
Yeah.
any other outfit that someone could get from Zara, but it wasn't.
Although my favourite outfit that we saw from somebody, there was a lady sat opposite us at the Christopher Esbar show who was wearing like a camel brown, mohair knit, brown leather pencil skirt, brown heels. It was actually quite a Hodge outfit.
Yeah.
But she looked, and she had a slick back bun.
Yeah.
And she just looked so Actually, you know,
Perfect.
No, not even heels. It was flats. It was a
Oh,
lot
right, a
of
brown loafer,
a lot
sorry.
of brown and burgundy.
Yeah.
like shiny
Toes.
loafers.
Yeah.
A lot of that look
yeah,
around.
and suede loafers.
And and then also a lot of tailored trousers, and then a lot of cropped jeans, which again take a note on Charlotte Collins.
I was like, oh, good, we can do that still.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah,
We're allowed.
We're allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm channeling my inner Parisian.
A lot of chocolate, burgundy, plum.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
nice.
some
That's
great
so nice,
fashion.
autumnal
Yeah, and the men
colours.
are so well dressed there as well.
Yeah, and just generally quite good looking as well.
I mean, Frenchmen. And then the French accent.
Yeah. Lou got asked out.
You got you what?
She got asked out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
queue for the row.
I love that. Didn't see the ring.
Yeah. Well, the best part is, so go on, you can tell the story.
I need to hear this.
No, I was in the queue, and the man came up to me and said, "How long have you been waiting?" And I said, like 30 minutes." And he said, "I think you've got better things to do." And I was like, "Huh?" And he was like, "Come for a drink with me." And I was like, and then I suddenly realized, I was like, "My friend's coming."
So she didn't use the fact that she has a husband or a baby at home as the reason she couldn't come. She's just, sorry, Charlotte's on her way. So
Oh my God, I love that. That is so funny.
Anyway, it was a confidence lift.
yeah, go girl.
Love that.
Can you talk us through some of the shows that we went to? Because
Yes.
we saw some amazing actual fashion as well.
Yes,
didn't we?
so we
Yeah.
went to the Christopher Esbar show, which was Rafai did the makeup for, which
Yeah,
was
Oh, really?
incredible. Yeah,
That's incredible.
It's just incredible for them,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was going to say
Yeah.
for them. That's amazing.
Like small British brand,
Yeah.
founder led. They've grown amazingly over the last few years,
Yeah.
and to be doing like a major,
Yeah.
Australian brand, to be doing a major shows.
at Paris Fashion
At
Week.
Paris Fashion Week.
Like, that is huge.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
Yeah.
Really, really beautiful. Carmen Cass closed the show pregnant in this like beautiful kind of sheer long dress, which kind of had this like, how would you even describe
Feathers.
it? Like feathers, but not like it was,
Just like
it was
the
almost
little
like an
ones.
individual
Yeah.
feather, like standing out, which was so incredible
Yeah.
and had this kind of like cape like quality to the back of it, which was amazing. Lots of like draping and then cutouts kind of around the back with like amazing ties. Just
Quite signature looks for
Yeah.
him.
really, very signature for him. Beautiful color palettes, like kind of like icy blues mixed with like neon and white and brown, and stunning.
And amazing, some black tailoring with injections. Do you remember that black? There was a most beautiful black, very sharply tailored blazer, which had like a pink, almost like kind of
Like a
raffia
sash.
sash that
Yeah.
ran through the back
Ooh,
into a big
that
bow.
sounds very
around
nice.
her.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
really amazing.
Yeah.
And then this like a sheer, almost like a turquoise mint top with this beautiful like a bikini bralette sort of underneath it, which was amazing. Just like sensual, beautiful, feminine, sexy and strong.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
We also went to Casablanca, which was completely different.
Casablanca was wild.
I went to Casablanca, but men's
Okay.
last. God, I can't even remember. It all rolls into one.
I mean, it was like a
but,
big massive
yeah,
party.
it's-
It
yeah,
was
it's
incredible.
huge.
It was
Yeah.
mad. They had
They
like,
bring so much energy.
So much energy.
they had 3 cars like down the middle of the runway. That it was. We were going out for dinner, so I think we felt like very like fish out of water in our outfits.
Yeah, we were like going for like a sweet dinner. Sweet little Paris dinner. And it was like, I mean, it was like a
Everyone's-
thumping party.
Yeah, it was very cool. It was kind of like, how to describe it, like street surfwear
Yeah.
with like almost like Italian like.
Well, it's that sort of Dolce kind of look
Yeah.
that Casablanca have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sorry, I thought the fashion was awesome.
The fashion was amazing,
like super
really,
cool.
really cool.
A lot of sparkly like hairnets.
Yeah, never thought I would say the day that I thought I wanted a sparkly hairnet.
I think actually
And
can
now
see
you
in that,
do,
with like
yeah.
a simple black dress.
Yes, so
Yeah.
cool. And like long board shorts, sparkly hairnet, and
Yeah.
like a cute little top. So sweet.
And Lucky Blue Smith walked the runway as
Yes.
well. Can I just tell you, I saw a TikTok yesterday. It was Nara Smith's 23rd birthday.
What?
Yeah,
last week.
yeah.
She's 23.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
She's got 2 kids.
Yeah, I knew that.
What? Did you know she was that? I knew she was young. I didn't realize she was 23.
Wow.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah,
he
it
walked,
was
he
amazing. And we were discussing this when we were there. I love watching the models in runways and like looking at the casting and how different they are, and just the energy between the Christopher Esbar models and the Casablanca. Like,
I know.
insane.
I
Yeah.
have to say, I think the best casting for Paris Fashion Week was Schiaparelli.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like that show, all of the backstage pictures
Insane.
of the
So
models
cool.
coming
Yeah.
down the stairs. Like,
So beautiful.
there wasn't one single model that was like
Yeah.
wrongly cast. Looked
Yeah.
so good. That
So
whole show
elegant.
in
So
fact.
amazing.
Always amazing.
We also went to the Magda Butrym presentation. The models just like walked into the room, but they were almost like little art installations, and they were like really moving their bodies so slowly, and you kind of
Yeah.
felt so incredibly awkward for them
Yeah.
watching
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And like do these kind of like just kind of stand,
kind of like interpretive dance.
It was very GCSE drama,
Yes.
but like in a much more professional way.
Yeah.
But I said to Lou was like, I could never do that, I'd be mortified. I was like, you didn't see completed works.
Oh my God, yeah.
At London Fashion Week, Nana and I went to the completed works show, and that was like a play.
Yeah, it was like a 1-woman 4-act play with
Diana. 2 mini play. There were 3 women on stage.
Yeah, eventually, but she was out on her own
for a long time.
Diana
Agron.
Oh yes,
from Glee.
From Glee. And she had to really perform in front of all of people who were expecting a fashion show.
Yeah.
She was busy just like acting out this play, wasn't she?
Yeah, you've really got to have the
Wow.
kahunas.
Yeah. Well, in another life, I think I could have been a casting agent because I just love looking at the models and that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that Magda was amazing, and then our finale of Paris Fashion Week was the Victoria Beckham show, which was just amazing. It was like half an hour out of London.
It was a bit further than that. It was actually about 6 hours out of London.
You really had to.
It was about half an hour from centre of Paris, and we were getting a bit stressed because we thought we were going to be late, but then we realised that not one single show that we'd been to had run on time, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Like 45 minutes after I was stressed, she was like, why were you stressed?
Yeah. And also, like, when we left, had to leave our lunch because we were stressed.
Oh my God,
about...
we left our lunch, and how much later did that show start? Like 40 minutes
during
later.
London Fashion Week. We were like, we've got to go. They never start on time.
They never do.
But got there.
And it was in the most beautiful venue. It was outside.
It was a chateau, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Chateau de Bagatelle.
And there were blankets, there was her new fragrance there, and it was just a spectacle, wasn't it? Everyone who was anyone in the fashion industry was there. The people watching was incredible. Obviously, the whole Beckham family were there. Anna Wintour was sat next to David. The show was incredible. I think probably the most fashion-forward show that we've seen from Victoria Beckham. We had been to a beauty presentation from her early in the day, and she was talking about the look. And I wasn't expecting the fashion to be like that.
Yeah, I think she generally does wearable fashion on the runway well, and is less conceptual than so many other designers, but she kind of trod the line between conceptual and
ready to wear.
Ready to wear, like incredible kind of structural. The first kind of maybe 6 or 7 pieces all had, I can only describe them as like antlers sort of coming out of the shoulders of the pieces, but they still had this very kind of wafty, fairy-like quality to them. They was kind of Midsummer Night's Dream style costumes and these really beautiful chiffons, lovely colours, interesting cutouts, but with these kind of unexpected shoulder details.
And then these like leather jackets as well, which was kind of like, they had this amazing zip, so it created this silhouette around the neck, almost like a big funnel, which then folded back on itself, and these massive big sleeves, and then the zips kind of created like the shape to the bottom of it as well. They just like ran through the product.
That does sound very different.
Yeah, it was different.
And like, rolled over trousers and just, it was incredible. Gigi walked it. It was just amazing.
It just felt like it was a really good show to go out on because it was, it was dark, it was dramatic, it was filled with candles, there were thousands of people there, like it just felt really like a wow moment.
And in the beauty presentation that we've been at, Victoria was talking about her new fragrance and that it came from, she was on holiday with David and they were having this amazing romantic dinner in Java and in this rice field, and he had lit the fields, filled the fields with tea lights, like thousands and thousands of tea lights, and it was so romantic. Anyway, the smell of that was the inspiration behind this fragrance. Anyway, that was then obviously instilled into the show space as well, which was incredible, so romantic, and just I feel like actually over the last few days I've had so many unrealistic expectations of what romance is, from the candles to Adam Brody. So
reality's a bit of a come down, isn't it? It was really special.
It was really, really amazing.
Can we also talk about, we weren't there, but the Louboutin show?
Yes. Oh my God.
Swimming pool.
I thought about that.
Your opportunity.
Honestly, so my friend Manny works at Louboutin. She put up a picture of the invitation on her Instagram, and I was like, the big blue shoe that they all were kind of like,
it was a slide.
Sliding down. I was like, oh, that's a very, because in real life it's like they kind of look like my by far shoes. Like it's a blue metallic, very shiny. I was like, oh, that shoe's a bit of me. She was like, yeah, it's very you. So if you listen to this, Manny, they want to arrive in the office, I won't be offended. But yeah, that show was incredible.
So they basically took over like a municipal swimming pool in Paris, also slightly outside. So it's in a very beautiful old building, and put on a synchronized swimming show with enormous slides replicating Louboutin's shoes, and Christian Louboutin himself went down the slide at the end.
That was the finale.
It just looked like a wild party.
So fun. And
Really,
we'll go on
really
to talk about the Vogue doc, but I think that whole like reinventing the wheel with what a show is now, just like how fun.
Yeah,
so
great.
Fun.
Yeah,
we did some good celeb spotting too. We both saw Sienna.
Yeah.
I saw her on the street in the moment that Lou was being asked out. I was off. I was somewhere else browsing the shops, and I saw Sienna walking down the street with boyfriend and baby, looking very cool. She's in a grey sweatshirt,
and they were on the train. The Eurostar was just packed with.
Yeah, Gemma Chan was on my Eurostar as well. Yeah,
she's so lovely. I interviewed her that time, didn't I?
Gemma Chan?
No, Sienna.
Oh, Sienna. Oh, yes, of course you did.
Yeah, she's
oh my
so
god,
nice.
Of course you did on stage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did
When she
a
did her
little-
collection with M&S.
Yeah, M&S, little Q&A. But I saw her, a clip of her walking into the Chloe show.
Stunning.
So fucking cool. So cool.
It's just made for her.
Yeah,
Guys,
it literally is.
How insane was that show?
Yeah.
They really like brought it back a second
Do you know,
season later.
it was amazing. It didn't give me the
didn't
same
hit
feeling
as
as
the
it did
first
as the
one.
first.
But do you think that's because the first was like, whoa,
was
we're
so-
back, and
yeah.
you kind of knew to expect that this
I
time?
don't know, it was a little bit too like pink and baby blue for me.
Okay.
I think I like, and maybe it's because it's spring summer.
Yeah.
But I guess I liked with autumn winter that you had like the white lace with the black leather and like, I don't know, a bit more of a contrast, where it just felt like a bit too lacy and frilly. But like beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, didn't quite hit as hard as it
What's
was for me.
been your favourite so far?
The Saint Laurent show was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved that. Bella at Saint Laurent, so amazing.
I know. It's made me want to reassess all of my suits.
I
Like I was
know.
looking at my suits this weekend and I was like, I absolutely love tailoring and suiting, but I was like, it needs to be better.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't it
It makes you just
anymore.
want to invest, doesn't it?
It's
Totally.
really great. Yeah.
And even like ties, like I never thought I'd look at a tie and be like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I don't think we should all, there's no offense to anyone, but no, I don't think any of us walking around in general should be comparing ourselves to Bella Hadid, because like that's just going to do no one any favours. No. Like she does look particularly cool
Of
in a
course
suit
she
and
does.
tie.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of my favourites. The Tove show in London, I absolutely loved in terms of kind of wearable fashion. That just I love those designers. They like design, they're women designing clothes for women. I think they really think about body shapes and the beautiful, like the flow of the dresses with the like the structure of the jackets, and just stunning.
Yeah.
And Bottega. I also absolutely loved Bottega.
Yeah.
A lot of ties at Bottega as well.
Yeah.
That kind of.
They're selling ties in Mango at the moment, guys. Just a little
Ties are
tip.
having a moment. Good
If
to
you want to
know.
go in and get one.
I mean, there's
They have them.
They've had them.
Good to
They're
know.
there.
There was a lot
As
of
do lots of other
Yeah.
tie shops.
Top tip. You can buy a tie at Mango. Good to know.
making it fashion. But there was a lot of kind of corporate chic fashion around.
Yes.
Like there's so much tailoring, skirts, shirts, just different ways, I guess, of looking at your suiting.
Yeah.
And how to make that feel modern. So I think those three probably my favourite.
Nana, favourites?
Mentioned Schiaparelli.
Yeah.
That show, some of it was wearable, and then I liked the concept of the rest of it. Made me want to get out my weighted hula hoop so that I can get a really snatched waist again.
Yes.
So I was like, wow, those corsets and
Yes.
the jeans and everything else. I was like, incredible. But there was like a really big red jacket. I don't know if you saw that had this massive kind of like scarf hood thing going on that I was like, I don't know where I'm wearing that, but I would love to. I would say YSL as well, just because, like I said, I'm such a huge fan of suiting. I was like, I need to up the suiting game. I want to get some like big wide legs, some double breasted.
It was also so masculine, but so sexy at the same time.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Alessandro Michele's debut for Valentino?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
obviously that was a big moment.
Yeah.
He was at Gucci for a while, and now
Forever,
yeah. I mean, it felt like a Gucci twist on Valentino to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It was super cool, and you could see the Valentino kind of nods in there, but it's certainly a departure from Pier Paolo's.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
definitely.
no, 100%, which I always thought it would be.
Yes.
I want to talk about the Gucci show, actually. That was probably, I actually watched that on live stream. They have got, it's so unwearable, but I'm like, I need to have this. There was this lime green trench coat, but it's like drags on the floor.
Sure.
I'm like, where can we go in this? Like, I can't get on the tube at Leytonstone in that. It'll be filthy. It just would not work. But I forever will be a Gucci girl in that show. And it had a really fun soundtrack, which I need to Shazam.
Okay, noted. He's doing an amazing job.
It looks so good.
What was your favourites?
I loved Erdem. I thought Erdem was so beautiful in London. I thought, I was really interested in Valentino, and also again, I've sort of got this real bugbear about brands not showing in Paris and no one showing in their hometown. Like, why was Valentino in Paris? Why was McQueen in Paris? Like, whatever. I know
McQueen
why,
was
but
really beautiful as well.
McQueen was so beautiful.
beautiful.
New designer there as well, which is really exciting to see. A lot of change. Looking forward to. We were recording this before Chanel today. I thought Isabel Marant was super cool yesterday. Very classic Isabel.
I don't know. I like that's kind of become a bit. I've become a bit immune to
samey.
it. Yeah, just so samey. And I love her as a brand, but I don't know where the other shows you kind of really look forward to what's new for them. For the season, obviously, like in keeping with their DNA.
And their aesthetic,
but it's still evolving, and it didn't. I don't know.
It's not evolving quite in the same way. That's fair. We've got to talk about the Vogue doc while we're here.
Yes.
This is Vogue in the 90s, which is on Disney, 6 episodes, meaty episodes.
I've only watched the first one.
Okay.
The first one's so good.
The first one is so good, and it delves into, Vogue in the 90s with a hyper focus kind of throughout the episodes on various designers, on kind of the key players in the 90s as it related to American Vogue in particular. It's produced by Anna Wintour, so there's obviously a slightly preferential slant to it, but the talking heads involved, incredible.
Honestly, again, and great casting.
Great casting.
Great casting on the talking heads.
Everyone from Sarah Jessica Parker to Nicole Kidman,
Tom Ford,
and then also like real industries like Tony Goodman, like
Hamish Bowles,
people, real insight. Grace Coddington, obviously, real insiders.
I love her so much.
I know. I think if you like fashion and if you like magazines, there's nothing not to love.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Alexander McQueen is featured very heavily, and kind of how he is the kind of zeitgeist, I guess, of his generation of evolving fashion and shows in particular. And what he brought to the industry, and I feel like people still see him as like this pinnacle of knowledge,
creativity. Because we had this conversation, didn't we, in Paris, that we kind of take it for granted now that you go to different shows and they're always in these incredible venues, and it might be a performance, or it might be like
or the
some
soundtrack,
weird
everything's
or some
really
weird wacky runway. But up until one particular McQueen show in the 90s, everyone had literally just had a straight runway, and they just sent the models up and down the runway, and it was this whole kind of changing the concept and doing something creative really took quite a long time to develop, and he is the person to thank for that.
And that was then the moment when Shalom Harlow came out and was basically sprayed by a robot and like was evolving and moving, and like I don't think anyone had ever seen anything like that. And I
speak about performing at a show.
Imagine. And I think the people that were then at that show said like that they've never ever experienced anything like that. I can imagine that was just such a moment in fashion history.
Have you watched all of them?
I've got one left.
I've got 2 left, I think.
It's really, really good. Very informative. Worth a watch. We've rebranded our Sheerluxe Picks section as Musn't Miss. So we're going to touch really quickly on the things that we've loved across Sheerluxe. We've got to talk about Molly-Mae.
Yeah,
I know.
It was a few weeks ago. We've done a lot.
I feel like we've had like 9 lives since then.
Oh my God, we've done so much. But we did our first ever cover shoot, which was really exciting. We've been thinking about this for months, really for months. Almost since the beginning of the year, we've been talking about it, haven't we? And how to launch cover stars in a way that felt authentic to Sheerluxe and didn't just feel like kind of adding to the noise of digital cover stars, because obviously a lot of the traditional magazines do them too, and we wanted to do something that felt a little bit different to kind of the usual and what people have seen before. So obviously someone who's a kind of a massive digital moment in themselves and who hasn't really been interviewed at all across any other publishers felt like the right place to start. So we were we had the best time.
We had the best time.
Her team were amazing. Molly and her whole team were a total dream to work with.
Yeah, and they really let us like guide take over the aesthetic, the styling, the creative, everything like that. They were super responsive, and she was so easy to work with. And Charlotte, Daisy and I got the train up to Manchester early one morning and met the team there, and we were in this big warehouse space, and it was really, really amazing. She was great.
We also obviously we produce so much content at Sherlock, so it was it's really lovely when these kind of projects come around and give us the opportunity to actually spend some time kind of sinking our teeth into them and working really hard on the execution of them. We work hard on the execution of everything, but you just don't always get the time that you want to work to dedicate to something. And we really did with it, despite the fact that we turned it all around in 8 days. We kind of cleared our schedules after London Fashion Week and had those few days to really bring it to life in the way that we wanted it to. And so from kind of the video on the homepage, which was a new thing for us, which is kind of technical, but it looks so good.
So good.
Yeah, really proud of the output.
Yeah, and a real splash. And already I've had so many people coming up to me saying that was so amazing. Who are you going to do next? And you're like, we're on it.
Who are we going to do next?
Very.
We must have a meeting, guys.
Speaking of,
must do. Yeah,
but super, super exciting, and nothing we haven't ever done yet.
So that's our shared mustn't.
Yes.
Nana?
Mine was, there's an article on site at the moment, and it's chefs sharing their favourite takeout places.
I love this,
which I think is just genius and also really relevant for me because I don't have a kitchen at the moment. So I'm like, where should I eat? But it's like simple places like Five Guys and just places that you kind of wouldn't necessarily expect them to recommend. So I would, recommend checking that out. Definitely.
Good. Some good Nando's and Wagamama's reps. Okay, so typically we've always answered reader questions at the end of the podcast. We are going to continue to do that, but we're here to solve your dilemmas now, as well as answering your fashion questions, your beauty questions.
I'm worried about the dilemmas bit, but
we're going to add a disclaimer. Can't guarantee our advice is always going to be the best, but we're going to give it a go. So please do email podcast@sheerluxe.com with your dilemma, and it can be anything from friend problems, relationship dramas, work queries. We're here to solve it all. So do send them to that email address, and we will do our best to solve them. So we'll get going with some of just the normal non-sexy questions, non-juicy questions this week, but I'm looking forward to a bit of juice next week. Somebody has said, public speaking is a really daunting but crucial part of my career progression. Any tips?
Well, I thought you are the one to answer that.
I don't agree, because I don't actually find it daunting.
Okay,
I think it's more helpful if it's somebody who finds it a little scary to do it. You also don't find it daunting? No.
I find it really daunting.
Yeah. Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I think preparation is key. I think if you are familiar with the topics and what you're talking about, and if you're passionate about that, really that will shine through. I think try not to overanalyze it. I think focus on the person that you focus on one person, or if you're answering a question, or if you're speaking to someone, or just try and make it feel as personal rather than thinking about a big crowd that is listening, and then hopefully that will help.
I always say as well on that point, to make it personal, if you're looking at someone, it's like you're having a conversation rather than kind of looking at a big kind of card, notes, things like that. Obviously use them as prompts, but don't just be reading blankly off them, because I think that actually will make you more nervous.
Yes, I actually think it's better to have bullet points with notes rather than fully fleshed out sentences.
When you then say it wrong. Also, I think we're all human. There's also nothing wrong with saying, I feel a bit nervous, or having to take a minute, or I think everyone has their different skills, so it doesn't matter if you're not. And also, I would say nobody ever notices when you think you've messed up, or you felt nervous, or it's coming across that way.
You fluffed a line or something. No one knows that.
People are watching that, they're not looking for you to fail, so they're here for your insight or whatever. So
for sure,
don't be hard on yourself.
I spoke to you soon because I don't find it daunting speaking to a big crowd. I do find it daunting, and I think I might have said this to both of you. What I've noticed, the times I do get a little bit tongue-tied tend to be when I'm in a more intimate setting, and it's people I know. And weirdly, a lot better when I don't know the audience and I don't know the crowd. So a couple of times I've had to stand up at a dinner and sort of welcome people or intro people, and that's actually, I tend to get quite tongue-tied then because I feel like my hack for presenting is to sort of put on a different persona. You know, it's sort of like when you go into presenter mode, which is kind of harder to do when you're amongst
people that know you.
Your peers, exactly that. And you're and people who you've got a relationship with. So that's something that I'm going to work on.
Okay.
It's not, it's even for the most confident people, it's
There's
always a
still
work in
something.
progress, for sure. So, but maybe also find the type of, there are different types of public speaking, and find the ones that you're more comfortable with and see if you can lean into that, because I'd rather speak to a room of 500
strangers.
people. Then somebody has said, I want to buy one fashion thing this payday. What shall I buy? What are you guys buying?
I've been buying so many boots, guys.
Have
you? When we did our fashion chat, I was like telling Lou, these ones.
Love these.
Love them. They're so good.
They're the ASOS ones.
Yeah,
really
these
nice.
are ASOS. Really, Zara have got some really great pairs in at the moment. Russell and Bromley, Kurt Geiger. But yeah, I would say a really great pair of boots would be what I'd get for payday.
We're heading into boot season,
we are.
aren't we?
Exactly.
I actually just ditched my white boots in Paris because I live in them, but the point had gone a bit.
Where were they from?
Russell and Bromley, and it was the second pair I'd had because the heel. Anyway, they were a great pair, but they just looked really sad. So I'm looking for a replacement for those.
Yeah, I'm on the shoe hunt as well. I just got some black. So these I got from Flattered last year, and I literally lived in them. They're so comfy. And then they are back in stock in just the plain black leather. So I bought those because I think they're so useful. And then I'm after a classic loafer after our Paris haul. I need like a waterproof, comfortable flat shoe that is not a trainer.
I feel like everyone wants the waterproofs at the
moment.
But
that I feel.
Weather.
Yeah, that I feel smart in, because when I put on a trainer and I come to work, I just feel like slumpy. I don't like it. So
it could never be me.
No. I'm the same. I've really outgrown trainers to the office.
But these really work.
These have absolutely.
Perfect.
I've had these for a year. These I'm wearing my Chanel leather loafers, which have given me amazing cost per wear. I bought them a year ago, and yes, exactly this, that you can wear them when it's raining and not feel and you feel a bit more polished. So we need to sort of trade because I need some more like that.
Okay.
All right, that's it. First one done in the new set.
I want to be in here every week.
Honestly. Work down here. So nice. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any feedback, do email podcast@sheerluxe.com. We love hearing from you. Don't forget also to email your dilemmas to podcast@sheerluxe.com. Don't forget also to rate, review, subscribe. Do subscribe, please. It makes such a difference for us. And tell your friends. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.